Hello, this is Correctional Officers in the News. My name is Lerone Kuntz. Today, I'm here to talk to you about a sensitive subject, and that is correction officers' health. And the reason why I want to talk about this subject is because of what I'm seeing. Now, a little bit about myself. I'm a retired New York City correction officer. I did 20 years of service, and I'm 58 years old now. And it seems like not 2 months go by when I'm not notified that someone that I know, someone that I've worked with, someone that I've ate with, joked with, considered family, someone that I love from the Department of Correction has died. And it's not that we're dying from old age. Officers are dying in their 50s and sometimes in their 40s. And I think that I should make a video about this, and we should try to address this so the next generation of officers can have better outcomes. Now, when I was 22, I became a correction officer. I was in the academy, of course. And when you're in the academy, they're trying to teach you stuff, and people are coming in and they're talking to you. Well, on this particular day, someone from the union came in and talked to my class, and they were talking about the life expectancy of correction officers. And I think they said that correction officers' lifespan is 54 years or 57 years. I'm not clear on what the number was, and you know why I'm not clear on it? Because I wasn't really paying attention. Because I was 22 years old and I didn't think it applied to me. But now that I'm 58, I realized they were talking about me. And like I said, I'm seeing a lot of people that I've worked with pass away. And I know that we can have better outcomes if we do certain things. So I came up with 6 ways correctional officers can stay healthy. And I want to give you this advice to help you with your health. Now, number 1, regular exercise. Now, I have a list on my computer, so I'm going to be looking at my list over here. Well, number 1, regular exercise. Regular exercise is one of the most crucial ways for correctional officers to stay healthy. Exercise has numerous benefits, including improved physical fitness, reduced risk of chronic diseases, and improved mental health. Exercise can also help reduce stress and improve mood, which are essential for correctional officers who often face stressful situations at work. Now, of course, when we came into the Department of Correction, we were in good shape. We took physicals, we passed them. We had physical training every day, and we passed the physical training. So we were fit. But it's not uncommon to see correction officers 2, 3, 4 years after they become correction officers, and we are 20, 30, 40 pounds heavier. And we have neglected our fitness. And we can make excuses and say, oh, I'm working overtime a lot. I don't get a chance to go to the gym or anything. But that's not good enough. You have to make time. If you were an active person before you became a correction officer, continue to be active. If you like sports and you participated in sports, continue to participate. If you like swimming, if you like basketball, which was my thing, continue to do that. If you like tennis or if you like martial arts, that's great. If you like yoga, continue to do that. Take that up. Carve out some time in your schedule to maintain your fitness, maintain your weight, and maintain your fitness. Okay, number 2, healthy eating. Correctional officers can maintain a healthy diet by incorporating fresh fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains into their daily meals. Now, that's one thing that most of us, myself included, neglected during a lot of my years in correction. A lot of times, I wasn't really focused on having balanced meals. When I was working on Rikers Island, whatever they were cooking in the kitchen in the mess hall, that's what I had. And we also eat odd hours. We eat at odd hours because we work odd shifts. So it wasn't very uncommon for me to grab 4 boxes of Frosted Flakes and 2 milks and be eating Frosted Flakes like 4 in the morning, and then get off of work and go to breakfast and have a full breakfast, then go home and go to sleep. That's not good eating. It's not good to eat out all the time. It's not good to order out and eat Big Macs and things of that nature on a consistent basis. It's much better if you have a meal plan and you prepare your own meals and bring them to work. Okay, so I'm asking officers to take a bigger interest in maintaining a proper diet during your career in correction. Okay, also, which is part of eating, I guess, drinking water. It is essential to stay hydrated throughout the day by drinking plenty of water, which helps maintain good health. Now, we all know this, and that's one thing that we can do. We can drink more water. Bring your water bottles to your post. Doctors suggest that you drink 7 to 8-ounce glasses of water a day, and we can do that. If you feel like you don't want to drink that much water, fine. If you want to drink more, that's fine as well. But just be aware of keeping yourself hydrated, okay? Now we're going to move on to number 3, and this is a difficult one. Sufficient sleep. Correctional officers should aim to get adequate sleep every night, preferably between 7 to 9 hours, to help the body and mind rejuvenate. Now, I know that's difficult because we don't always have regular hours that we can dedicate to sleeping. Sometimes we work odd hours, sometimes we have to work overtime. So our sleep cycle gets disrupted fairly often. But what I'm asking and what I'm advising is that you take a special interest in getting your sleep. A lot of times we have to work mandatory overtime, but a lot of times we volunteer for overtime. And we should be very careful about the amount of overtime that we work. If we're feeling kind of run down and tired, go home. You don't have to work overtime. Go home, rest, relax. And if you think you're too amped up and you don't want to sleep, do like my mother used to tell me when I was a kid, and I had to go to sleep, and I would say, "Mom, I'm not sleepy." And she would say, "Well, son, just lay down, close your eyes, and rest your mind and your body." And that works. And a lot of times after you lay down for a while, you will fall asleep. So don't burn the candles at both ends. Just because you're young, you can do it, but it erodes your health. Okay, and it's a bad habit to think that you can go and not get proper rest. Okay, so get sufficient sleep. Number 4, avoid alcohol and smoking. Correctional officers should avoid or limit alcohol and smoking consumption, as it can have detrimental effects on their physical and mental health. Now, correction is a stressful job, and officers sometimes try to alleviate that stress or cope with that stress by doing things that are detrimental to our health. And drinking alcohol, especially in excess and on a regular basis, is detrimental. Definitely smoking is detrimental to your health. So if you have an alcohol issue, please deal with it. Please get help, because not only can it ruin your career and your family life, it can also ruin your health. And I've seen that happen to a lot of good correction officers. Also, smoking is very detrimental as well, as we already know. But correction is stressful, and sometimes officers turn to cigarettes to help calm their nerves. I used to work and I used to relieve an officer that was a heavy smoker, and I would count 20 cigarette butts on the floor every day when I would relieve her. And that I knew that she had smoked a pack of cigarettes during the 8 hours that she worked the post. And that wasn't uncommon that officers were smoking like that when I was on the job. Things are a little different now because a lot of institutions don't allow smoking. But even if they don't allow smoking at your institution and you still smoke, please try to stop. And now there's different programs that help you stop smoking. There's different patches and gums and things like that that can assist you, and you can always talk to your doctor and he can help you stop smoking cigarettes. Okay. Number 5, mental health support. Correctional officers can benefit from seeking mental health support when needed, such as counseling or therapy to deal with work-related stress issues. Now, as I said, correction is a very stressful profession, and a lot of times we're under stress and it becomes so normal and we become so accustomed to it that we just ignore it. And that can have a detrimental effect on your health, not only physical but mental health. So we have to be aware that we may be walking around under stress. And what my friend used to say is that pressure busts pipes. So if it'll bust a pipe, it'll bust you too. So when you're under stress, talk to somebody or do things that you know relieve stress. It could be meditation, it could be yoga, it could be exercise, or it could be talking to someone. Please reach out to someone if you are stressed out. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being stressed. It's normal. A lot of officers are walking around with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, because of the things that we've seen during the course of our day. And we just chalk it up to a day's work, but sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes a lot of stress can happen if you're assaulted or if you're involved in a use of force incident. And the normal thing for us to do is just to come back to work. Maybe we need to talk to somebody and express how we feel about what we've seen and what we've done or what has been done to us. And in the long run, that's a better way to deal with stress. Okay, now that leads me to number 6, and that is regular health checkups. Correctional officers should prioritize regular health checkups to detect any underlying health issues early and treat them accordingly. Now, I think this is very, very important. Now, I know that a lot of correction officers don't go to the doctor regularly. Even though we have health insurance, we don't utilize it to the degree that we should. We'll go to the doctor when we feel sick. And a lot of times that's too late. A lot of officers are walking around with diabetes or pre-diabetes and high blood pressure and heart problems, and they are not being addressed or treated. And officers don't realize it until they get extremely sick and they wind up in the hospital. And then they find out, oh, you have high blood pressure, or you have diabetes, or you have this, or you have that. Had they been going to regular checkups, they could have had these problems addressed, treated, probably cured, but that's often or too often not the case with us. So we need to have regular checkups. Now, when I was 19, luckily, my mother, I was on her insurance when I was 18. When I was 19, she insisted that I get a health insurance plan. And I did. I put my little money on the side and I saved up and I got health insurance when I was 19. And I always went to the doctor every year for a checkup. Being that I was 19, I was in perfect health. The cost of the insurance was very low, and I only would have to go once a year because the doctor would check me out and say, you're fine. Well, I kept that habit throughout my life, and every year I schedule myself and I go to the doctor to let them check me out. I usually schedule it around my birthday, so maybe you might want to schedule your doctor's appointments when your birthday is coming up, and go see your doctor and listen to what your doctor's saying. Go under the doctor's care. If he tells you need to lose weight, then lose weight. If he tells you need to change your diet, change your diet. If he tells you that you have to take a certain medication, take your medication. If he tells you he needs to see you back in 3 months, then you go back in 3 months and see your doctor. I know a lot of officers who didn't know that they had conditions until they got sick and went to the emergency room, and then they found out. And a lot of times the problem had progressed to the point that it caused them really serious problems, and those problems could have been addressed earlier. And women, don't think that I'm not speaking to you too. I know there's things that women have to have done regularly, and I want you to stay under the doctor's care too. If the doctor tells you need to lose weight, then lose weight, and everything that I said applies to you too. And hopefully by us doing these things, we can increase the lifespan of correction officers, because it's very evident to me that we are losing too many correction officers too early. People need you. People need us. Our children need us, and we need to be around as long as we possibly can. And it means that don't wait until you get sick to put yourself under a doctor's supervision. So do these things that are on this list, these 6 things. And I'm going to have more things also, but let's start here and let's start talking about this. Okay, if you have found value with this video, please hit the like button and share this video with your friends and your family. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, because I want to see you in my next video. And as always, until next time, peace and stay safe.